So you're in a dark room. A cold hand on the back of your neck squeezes. A voice exhales a wet breath, asking you gibble. Are you ready for Artfight?
I'm getting chills now. And I don't know if I'm ready for Artfight, but that's okay.
Maybe.
We tried to do a little bit of prep before this, which we're going to show you today, our character sheets that we made.
Yeah.
Because this would be, Moth, your first time participating in Artfight.
Yes.
For those who don't know what Artfight is a yearly art trading game where you break into teams and draw art for other people. With that out of the way, let's get into your speed draw.
Right.
Talk about your character and what's on his sheet.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1.
So, let me introduce you to Mr. Barbara, or Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
He is a undead tiefling, berserker barbarian.
Right.
There's a lot of alliteration with that. But, so I was drawing this pose, and I wanted him to seem more confident, because I believe, you know, for the longest time he's kind of been like uncomfortable with who he is, and maybe I was like, you know what, maybe it's time you start kind of embracing that, because you're not going to grow if you don't.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he's not going to live for much longer.
Oh, well, that could also be true, but he's also dead, so he's not living. Either way.
That's true. I guess it would be like
Double death
for much longer. Yeah, he's gonna double die, guys. I'm sorry.
Mario Kart double death.
That's my favorite game. I got it on the GameCube.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you my... Sorry, this is off topic. Did I ever tell you my Mario Kart Double Dash story from when I was a child?
No, do tell.
So, I was around 5 or 6 years old, and my babysitter had... Oh my god, here it comes. The thing I predicted. No. Sorry. There's things happening around me. It didn't happen. But it was 5 or 6, and like we were playing Mario Kart Double Dash, and I got really upset because I got second against like a teenage boy, and I was rather mad that I had not won. He was like, no, you drove really good. It's okay. And I'm like, I should have been first.
Wow. So did you vow since that day to always come in first in Mario Kart?
No, I proceeded to always get second after that.
Oh. Okay.
But I did grind the Donkey Kong course like crazy as Peach and Daisy.
Yes, the Donkey Kong cannon, that was my shit.
Mm-hmm,
I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
It's like, I too want to be launched.
Flown.
But, look,
yeah.
What's the deal with these hands?
So Barbie kind of, when he enters a rage, he transforms. So I drew a beast hand. So one with like fur, maybe like longer claws. I also drew his skeletal hand, which since he's undead, it shows kind of all those like marks from, you know, and like going into battle and stuff.
Right, like the bones breaking and reforming through magic.
Yes.
Because he always... Moth and I play D&D together, and I'm a healer, and Moth is clearly not, and at least once a fight, Barbie goes down, and someone has to go get them. And most of the time that's not me, because I'm also like getting pummeled, but...
Yeah, because you're also down by the time I go down.
That's because both tanks are slapping the monster and not protecting the healer, so...
Yeah.
I just go down.
Yeah, but I think, you know, Barbie probably thinks that going after the bigger threat rather than protecting is more...
the optimal strat.
Yeah, because if he can keep their attention on him rather than somebody else, then that's his way of protecting, I guess. Yeah, so I drew his, like, little beast form. It's a little cleric beast, in a way. with the big ol' horns, antlered horns. But I also drew his axe head because when he's holding it with like the full body pose, you don't see the axe head, and I thought some of the details on it I wanted to show with like the little flourishes. Nice. Yeah.
Then he's also got. Sorry, you may continue.
Thank you. So I also did an expression, his happy expression, which he's like never happy, but when he is, he's ecstatic. He wants to be happy, I guess is what I'm trying to get at, Right. Yeah.
Very important details.
Yeah. I also added his little storybook, which is like a little memento from his past that he's carried for ever, with like little on the inside there's like little notes written by his mother, little annotated notes, so he can remember who she is. But after being tortured at an orphanage for X amount of time, you probably wouldn't.
How old is Barbie? Like, have you decided on an age for him, or is he like
early
20s? Okay.
Early 20s, yes. He's a youngin'.
A young man. I feel like that's very common for D&D characters, though, to just like get the age of their creator. It's like, you are 20 now, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and I feel like when you start, like if you're like a youngish age, it's easier to grow with the character in a way, because I feel like some of the time when you create a character, at least I know for me, like I put a little bit of myself into it. Right?
Yeah, so I mean, it's writing what you know, right? And
yes.
You only know as far as you know, so
it
makes sense to make a character around your same age and that has like a similar life experience to make them feel real and lived in.
Yeah, but I wasn't tortured or drugged at an orphanage.
That's the fanfic.
Yeah.
Mary suicide of every D&D character, which
Guys, I was kidnapped by One Direction.
Yeah, Barbie was kidnapped and sold by One Direction to an orphanage, and his mother was a drug addict, and he put his hair up in a messy bun and got down the stairs.
Yeah.
She said,
also
wake
like
up, your new owners are here. And he has 10 jobs at 10 different Starbucks, and he keeps running into One Direction, who in this case takes the form of a giant lich dragon.
This is true. He's Barbie is enslaved by a undead lich dragon. Yeah, we lich dragon.
Our DM made the wonderful choice, I say wonderful in air quotes, of having the big bad say shit like, I won't stop until I have you, to Barbie.
Yeah, it's not subtle.
It's not. It's so bizarre.
So yeah, Barbie entered into an unwilling pact with the Yowie dragon. He was burned alive, and that's how he became undead. So literally session 1, I didn't even get to know him as who he was, I guess, or how I thought he was going to be.
Like, you didn't even get to play his backstory. He got incinerated.
And then he became undead, which is fine. I think it's like an interesting direction. I just, kind of wish that
that was not clear with you first, if I remember correctly. That was Penn, our DM, going, this has happened to you now.
That, and it's like a few other players' like decisions, but like whatever. If that's what their character wanted to do, it's fine. Either way, I think it also created like an interesting dynamic between Barbie and like other party members, because some of them actually willingly entered the Yowie Pact.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So
I think all of them except for you were all willing participants.
Yeah.
You were the only one.
Yeah, because I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? This is the devil from the Bible.
That's the devil from the Bible. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yep.
So where we are at right now is, I believe I just finished doing the full body piece and then realizing I don't have enough details on my on Barbie, so I wanted to add a bit more jewelry. And while it probably would have been more appropriate to have like jewelry made out of like fish hooks or something, because he likes to fish, I said no when I wanted to make it more elaborate, despite him having no money or the means to do that. It was just a style. It was just a style choice, pretty much. Yeah, but I just wanted to add these like little gold details, make him seem a little bit more, I guess, interesting visually. So, since Barbie is an undead tiefling, he has no blood, so he's gray. So he's gray. Is right. And he likes to take skin from dead people and sew it to himself because he's insecure with how his body looks, being undead. Yeah, and his bones are black.
A little bit of a Leatherface situation.
Widowy.
Widowy? He's like, what a face?
But his bones are black, because he was an infernal tiefling. I kind of didn't really have that fleshed out. I assumed like maybe at one point someone in his past made like a pact with like a devil or something, and it's just like the result of,
hence the baby was born.
Exactly. Yeah, but I figure I covered most of the gold because I thought it was a nice contrast. I was gonna do silver because that would like work aesthetically, I guess, with the palette. But I thought gold was a nice contrast for.
Well, with the silver, it would have been a very monochromatic palette because his pants are also gray.
He's got little cowboy chaps, little Hakama cowboy chaps.
Cowboy chap pants.
Yeah. But right now, I think I rendered the fur. I hate rendering fur because it's so temperamental. There's a lot of texture to fur, I guess, and it's a pain in the ass to get something that I want to look right with the right shapes. And it's usually not like that because hair overlaps and it blends in with each other and it does all these things that I hate that it does, but it does it anyway.
That is true. It's hard to control hair.
It's so hard. I added the little bit more depth to his skeletal hand so you can see the little wounds and scars and all that a little bit more, fractures. A little bit more clearly. I focused on like adding shadows to that book, even though I'm pretty sure I get rid of them. And I'm just, adding shadows and other little depth details to his face, stuff like that.
Yeah. The nice thing about ref sheets is they don't have to be like super clean. They just have to be clear when it comes to your character, which I think is like important to remember. It's like this is, not necessarily a huge, humongous finished piece.
Right.
Not saying it doesn't look finished.
How dare you, sir? No.
Sir thing?
I just wanted kind of like I probably went a little too hard on the render for the little smiley happy emotion at the bottom or whatever, but yeah. I think I figured out that I don't really need that eventually. So but I did want to show
if you're I
did want to show that the different discolored skin that he has, because he does take skin to put on his own. It is important. He is undead after all. Yeah. He got his little bandages. I could have put blood on there, but I felt like that would have kind of muddied the information that it was a bandage.
I mean, if blood is to be anywhere, it would be on a bandage.
He's also undead, so he doesn't bleed, as far as I know. So there's that. He probably has like
dust just comes out of him.
He probably just has like grayish red muscles and brown muscles underneath, stuff like that.
Yeah, probably more brown, like it's already congealed.
Yeah. But I added some little details, little white details to kind of bring out the dark monotony of his palette, stuff like that.
Pop.
Make sure the bones look like bones and the metal looks like metal, stuff like that. There he is. There's the boy, Mr. Barbara. What did you do?
I guess now it's my turn. It's me. I did my character Shay. She's also known as the girl who gets everything. So why not give her more everything? And I'll let you see that in 3, 2, 1. So the purpose of like my speed draw was I had like some things I wanted to explain about her transformation because she's a changeling. So this is like I based a lot of my decisions on like how animation reference sheets are. So I did a quick front and back. I don't normally use the symmetry tool for drawing, but I was like everything needs to be very precise.
Literal front and
on
back,
this one.
Like,
Yeah. I also did that to map proportions, and her head came out significantly smaller than the reference head, but still looked fine.
Okay,
so I was like, all right, whatever. Yeah. So I drew her regular form, which is the form she's most comfortable with, I guess her natural form, and her clothes, along with like the disguise she wears, which is this little elf girl called Alexandra Opalite, who is massive compared to Shay in this drawing, just because like I was really zoomed in.
I think because also like the amount of detail that you have in her costume, it looks like you probably want to show.
Yeah, there's lots of zooming. But I wanted to include that costume and then like a couple details about like Shay and how the transformation works. So like how the tassels on her collar piece like fold up into the hat to make the braids, along with like a couple like little fun facts and expressions in the corner. And that was kind of all I was doing until I got the message that like Moss speed draw was rather long and I had 3 minutes of footage. So I do a bit more after. But usual, but I wanted to make sure I had like the big pieces of information on this because that's
I
how
love
it is.
The red. It's very like I just like I'm struck.
She has a nickname besides the girl who gets everything, which is the cartoon devil. Because I wanted it. I thought it'd be really funny if I made a character who looked very obviously evil and was in like the hero's party.
It's like she's totally normal. She's a normal girl. She's totally fine.
She's just their cheerleader. Wow, you're so cool and great. Anyways, I am not affiliated with the evil party at all, ever. She is. She's the assistant. Well, because she's part of this idea I had for like a webcomic called like I'm the assistant to the villain, but I'm in the hero's party.
That's a perfect webcomic title.
It is. And so it would just be her like pretending she wasn't evil while she like traveled along with the hero, and the hero kind of knew the whole time because like the initial idea was like the hero had been isekai'd and she was pretending not to be, but she was still going to destroy the world because the consequences didn't matter because she got isekai'd. Who gives fuck? But that idea has since changed a little bit, although I think I will still keep the title. And then on my second ref sheet, because I opened a new document, I was like, okay, I've gotten the basic information of like what the details are. Now it's time to add some more like character stuff. So I wanted to add in like the shape, really liking ducks because her adoptive mom used to call her little duckling because she would follow her around.
That's a very cute. That's a very cute little portrait.
Yeah. And this is me figuring out because I was like, oh, I should show the back of the disguise so people know like what the deal with like the cape is. And this is Shay fronting. So she's a little bit more mischievous than the Shape. The Shape is very like, she is a protector altar. So any sort of like deviousness is all Shay's doing. I also want to include one without the hat, because in my brain I'm like, people are gonna like, and I was getting this problem too where I was like stuck on the idea the braids were attached to the hat, and I'm like, that's not true, they're attached to the collar. She can take off her hat.
No, how dare you.
But I wanted to make sure like her two little cowlicks stayed no matter what she did. Along with her scar, she has like a big scar from like the base of her throat to like just above her navel, which I made too long on the rush sheet. That doesn't change no matter what she does. And that's true for all changelings. All scars that they get don't shift. I also want to draw her as a kid. And she's got big fluffy hair, so you know that she makes it spiky herself, and she wasn't born like that. She grabs wax and she goes, I'm gonna style my hair, and she does some crazy shit with it, which is why her hat is perfect, because it protects her big spiky hair. And then I wanted to draw like the visual representation of like what it would look like in the manga when the Shape suddenly fronts. So it would be like Shay would get this wide-eyed look, and then you'd see this like shadowed version of like what she really looks like, and that would be the presentation. I just whacked my mic, I am so sorry. That would be the presentation for like the majority of the manga, because the reveal that she has DID wouldn't happen until like way late. You would just think it's like her like combat form showing up, and or like her code name. And it wouldn't be until like later. And then I also wanted to add her having a cookie, because she's my baby girl who gets everything, and she deserves a cookie.
I love little baby Shay. That's very cute.
The little baby Shay. I love drawing little baby Shay. I love drawing little baby Shay with her mother. It's just so cute. I don't know. I need more like good moms in fiction who love their child.
All the anime moms. But they die.
All the anime moms who die. Spoilers. Shadell does not avoid that fate. She also gets killed. And that's my speed draw. And I do add text to like the second one, but I did that off camera. But yeah, that's my speed draw.
Her. And I hope she does get everything.
Last year she won. She won Artfight. She got the most pieces drawn for her, which might have been my fault, because I did tell people that she was my favorite. This year I'm telling people to draw for my characters who don't have any attacks, and then we'll see who wins this year.
Right.
If
like,
it's Shay again.
Fuck, I guess gotta draw the clown again.
Everyone's got to draw my clown. But I am on Artfight. You can look for me. My name is Jibble. I'm trying to do more finished pieces and comics this year, because last year I challenged myself to draw every day, and now I'm challenging myself to do finished pieces for as long as I can. I'm crazy. But that's been our episode. Thank you so much for coming by. If you like our content, if you like our content, make sure you like and subscribe. If you like our comments that we've made, you can tell us about it. We're always down for suggestions on how to improve our content or things to draw. And if you want to see when we go live and when we're up to date, you can follow us on our Blue Sky or Bisky, Instagram or Tumblr, where we post the art outside of the episodes for people to
you can take a closer look at them, which is really cool.
And with that, that's been our episode. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.